Howdy ho, guys and gals. Welcome back to Data Tools. Today is Monday, May 12th, which means it's time for, say it with me, Deals of the Week. All right, got a ton of hot deals here for you. We got a ton of tool deals. We got some bonus stuff, all sorts of stuff to go through. First, I want to thank today's sponsor, and that is HSF Tools. We've seen them on the channel before. They do these thermal camera kind of things. This is one of the higher end ones. The last one we showed was a really deep discount budget kind of one. It was decent for the average homeowner. This one's a step up. This is getting into that kind of, I would say it's above prosumer to value pro. Nice little bag here, has a Velcro top, opens up, kind of a holster kind of situation. Pull the sucker out. Check this out. So not only, there's the front, so it's got, there we go, focus. It's got a shutter on the front, so you can close it to protect the lens. So you can do that. Then you got on the back here, nice big screen here. Let's turn it on here. It takes a second for it to, oh, yeah, there we go. Make sure I press the right button there. Then it takes a second for it to boot up. Think about what it's doing. And then you can see, there is me in all my glory. Let me get rid of the light glare. There you go. You can see that. And then this is cool. I'll put on a pair of my eyeballs here, as I like to call them. And you can see the heat difference just from the glass there reflecting the thermals. You know, you can see, you know, from bringing the hand up here. In fact, if I hand up, you can see the LED lights we have up top. Actually, I don't know, the LED might be compact fluorescence. Anyway, this is a great system. It's got a built-in battery with a charging port, USB charging port up top, and it is USB-C, so that's a good thing. The display on this is just really good. They call it their super resolution, and I gotta tell you, I thoroughly agree with it. I think that is a great resolution screen. It's fantastic. Feels good in the hand. Of course, you got the trigger for you know, taking your captures and your temps and stuff like that. Great readout display on it. Now that said, it isn't cheap, all right? This one's coming in, well, I'll say this, it's cheaper than a lot of the other brands out there. It's normally $339. They've got a 20% off coupon on this sucker right now. That's gonna take it down to $271.20, which if you're looking for a better than average, as I said, kind of a prosumer kind of tool, comes with the cable, comes with the pouch, everything you see there, all of that for under $300 for a good high-res thermal camera like that. I think that's a pretty good deal on that one. All right, let's move along. We're gonna talk about a little bit of outdoor power equipment real quick. We got the Greenworks 40-volt, 19-inch brushless push mower. Now, it does say frequently returned. I would say it's probably not their highest-end push mower. It's got a little, not quite what we call a fish hook here. Fish hook, the 1-star has to be equal to or more than, usually more than the 3 and the 2-star combined. Actually, so you're not quite there, but it's close. But the point of this is, I mean, and why I might take a risk on this, that's $168. If you're in the Greenworks line, that battery and charger alone is $200. So you're basically getting the battery and charger on sale and a free mower. You know what? You don't like it? Sell the mower, keep the batteries. Or sell the batteries, keep the mowers. Whatever you want to do, you do you. Anyway, $168. Just had to include that. For small yards and stuff like that, I think it'll probably do a decent job. All right, then we got the 60 volt. That's a step up. Remember, they've got 3 tiers. They've got 6, actually they've got 4 tiers. They do a 24 volt also. So they got the 24, the 40, the 60, and then the 80 volt, all right? So this is kind of their Goldilocks, competing directly against like the Ego 56 volt. 17-inch, it's on the smaller side, push lawnmower with the 4 amp hour battery and the 3 amp charger comes with it here. And you're looking at $280 on this. That's actually a sub $300 for a cordless mower. Granted, it's on the smaller side, 17 inches, but still. And I gotta tell you, again, there's a lot of people who got smaller yards, all right? Or people who have yards where there's a lot of stuff in the yards. They got a lot of gardens over here, and they got a walkway here, and they've got a fountain over there. These smaller mowers allow you to get in there and get all those little, you know, nooks and crannies a lot easier than your big 20, 21, 22 inch mower. All right, then we got the 21 inch mower. This is the big push mower, 80 volt. This is a full power, 75 plus tools in the system, 4 amp hour battery with it, 60-minute rapid charger included. It's coming in for $384. $384. That's got the, looks like a steel deck on it. That's a good price on that. All right, then we got the chainsaw 14-inch. This is kind of your, you know, not quite up to the you know, doing the back 40 kind of stuff, but you can take down, you know, small to medium trees, cut up some firewood, do all the kind of basic stuff around your homestead probably. 40 volt, 14-inch, Full kit, 2.5 amp hour battery, and a USB battery and charger included. All right, I was talking about the price, $160 on that, 20% off. Next one, we're talking about blowers. Now, this is the basic blower, 500 CFM. That's coming in there right in that middle range kind of blowers, kind of like a Cat 2 kind of Hurricane. 80 volt, it takes the bigger batteries though. So if you're not doing like heavy wet leaves or heavy wet snow and stuff like that, this blower will be fine for you, okay, for most cases. And it's a decent blower, $135.46 for the full kit, and it's the lowest price in 30 days. And again, that charger and that battery are worth more than that price, so you're getting the blower for free essentially. But let's step up to the big one. This is the 80 volt 700 CFM. This is your Cat 5 Hurricane, in your hand. Again, don't use this in the Gulf Coast states. You'll trigger a bunch of people. They got PTSD. They can't deal with it, all right? Anyway, 2.5 amp hour battery with this, with the charger, $200. Again, so that's the price of the battery. Anyway, that's okay. Actually, it's 2.5 amp hours, so it's a little bit cheaper. But still, 45-minute runtime. I don't know. You're not going to get 45 minutes on full blast. And let's be honest, who uses these and they're not on full blast? You're always going full blast all the time, right? But still, it's a fine blower for $200. It's cheaper than I paid for my Ego, I'll tell you that. All right, then we got a pressure washer here, 2,300 PSI, true brushless, 2.3 gallons per minute electric pressure washer. All right, this isn't cordless. This is, you gotta plug it in, all right, and you gotta run a hose to it. And you get all the bits and everything. It's a nice setup, good frame on everything else. Coming in 20% off, down to $287.95. All right, stay tuned because I got sitting right over there. Greenworks sent me their cordless 80 volt pressure washer. We're going to put that to the test this week. Hopefully get a video out to you ASAP on that. So stay tuned if you want to see what that's like. All right, then next up, we've got the 3000 PSI CSA certified, 2 gallons per minute max, 1.1 gallon per minute electric pressure washer, steel frame, 25-foot hose, 35-foot GFCI cord on it. You got all the bits and everything nice up front. I like this. This is kind of the wheelbarrow style that I talk about, but in storage, you can tip it all the way forward. And so it doesn't take up a bunch of space when you're storing it, but when you're running it, you're going to set it down in this position. And it's coming in at $329.95. All right, then we got the pressure washer, the backpack sprayer, 80 volt again, 2 amp hour. This is a full kit. You're getting the battery, the charger, the sprayer, all the nozzles and connectors, everything you need there. 30% off, coming in at under $200, well under 200 at $189. All right, then we got the Ego. Now, I often talk about, people go, well, Greenworks versus Ego. I still think Ego's a little bit more polished, a little bit more the Cadillac to Greenworks Buick, if you will. I think they're both really good. They're not made by the same company. My metaphor there kind of fails. But that said, I still think Ego is the Cadillac outdoor power equipment. You're getting all the bells and whistles with this one. You're getting self-propelled, cordless, touch drive. You're getting the 56 volt battery, 6 amp hour battery with it, plus a 4 amp hour battery BOGO on this with the charger, all of that for $550 on it. All right, then let's talk about some tools. We got the DeWalt 20 volt max impact driver. This is the DCF 787D1, just to be clear on it, all right? Sold by Amazon. And this is the full kit. You're getting the battery and the charger, everything included here at that price. There you can see, now this is the brushless. It's not the XR, okay? So this is the Goldilocks one, in the middle. It's not brushed, but it's also not the XR. It's the brushless. This is a good, solid prosumer to value pro kind of impact driver here for $100 for the full kit on it. Now let's talk about this. This is the XR, all right? And this is what you're talking about. We got the XR, you got the upgraded charger, you got the upgraded XR 8 amp hour, all the power kind of battery. You got the bag with it, all of that, and you're paying professional level prices because it's a professional level tool with everything you need there. $269, but that's still 16% off a list on that. All right, then we got, check this out, the DeWalt Max, 20 volt max, SDS plus rotary hammer here, coming with the Power Stack 1.7 amp hour battery in here. That's a, just on its own, $280. That's a fair price, but we got a $100 off coupon. That's gonna knock this down to $180. Now that is a fantastic price on that. I think like the best sale price I've seen on this has been in like the low 200s. So to see this with the power stack, and I'm talking about with the power stack here, that is a great, I love the power stack batteries. They're small, they're compact. As you can see, you're not getting a big overhang. If you have to get into a small, tight space, this thing's gonna do it. Anyway, 189 or 180 is gonna be the price on it. All right, then Fantic, we got their Fantic E1 Max screwdriver, 3.7 volt. This is a great precision screwdriver, reversible, comes in the case, you got all the bits, everything. Makes a great Father's Day gift, makes a dad and grads kind of stuff. You're looking at, was it 80 bucks is the normal price, on sale 40% off, taking it down to $48. #1 bestseller in power screwdrivers, by the way. But Astro AI says drop their quarter and Player 2 has entered the game. Check it out. Astro AI, I've not tried one of these, but I like the look, I like the design. Astro AI, I will say this, they put out some really good stuff. They put out some stuff that's kind of so-so. But look at the price on this. You're looking at $36 as opposed to $48. I like the round design better over the cubicle design of the Fantic. And I will say this on the Fantic, they do have a tendency to have some sharp edges on some of the cases. This does not look like it's going to have that problem. I'd be willing to give it a try at $36. All right, next up we got the Skill PowerCore 12 volt tire inflator. Now this is tool only, bare tool as it were, but it's 47% off. So you got to get your own battery. Skill, I mean, if you're not in the Skill 12 volt line, definitely consider it. It is a great line. And look at this, 30 bucks for a 12 volt tire inflator. That's a ridiculous price on something like that. It's worth it to get in that line. All right, then we're over at Craftsman here. The V20, this is a 3000 RPM reciprocating saw, 14.5 inch battery and charger included. So you're getting the full kit on this. And it's coming in at just, was it 120 on this for 20% off a list, limited time deal on that one. Then we've got the multi-tool. Again, this is just, it's practically the DeWalt, all right? They've just taken the DeWalt, made it with a little bit less expensive parts, painted it red, and now it's $89 for the full kit. Tool only on the DeWalt is usually a good sale, is 100 bucks. So now you're jumping down to, you're adding the battery, you're adding the charger, the bag, everything there for $89. That's a fantastic deal. All right, then, but if you want the buy it for life option, here we go, the Bosch Starlock. We talked about this recently, but still on sale, still a good deal. I gotta talk about it again. $169, limited time deal on that. You're getting the Starlock corded, you're getting the bits, you're getting the sanders, the little bit or sander case there, bit case there for it, plus the bag, all of that for $169. All right, then we're back to Craftsman. We got the V20 Max cordless drill driver. Now this is their base level. This is the brush tool, but you're getting the combo with the 2 batteries, the charger, and the bag there. So all of that for 100 bucks might make sense for you. All right, the Greenworks. I don't talk a lot about the Greenworks power tools. And they did send me some a while, I think it was like 3 years ago. It had to be more than 3 years ago because it was pre-pandemic. Anyway, I thought back then they were pricing them at almost professional level. And I was like, these are not pro level tools. It's got a rubber chuck. It's, it's not, it's a DIY to prosumer grade tool. 24 volt. They're all brushless, very reminiscent of the Cobalt line in that regards. They're decent tools though. At this price, was it $90 for the combo kit with 2 batteries, a charger. I mean, it's a piggyback charger. It's not a nice charging stand. It's a decent bag. I mean, if you're on a budget, they have a decent line of them out now. Maybe it's something we should talk about more. And it's definitely, I think, something you should consider if you're looking for a budget option for some brushless tools. All right, then we're back to Bosch here. 18 volt brushless, 1/2 inch hammer drill. This is bringing all the power in the core 18 volt line. Comes with a 4 amp hour battery. In fact, I think it comes with 2 14 amp or 4 amp hour batteries, 14 amp. Wouldn't that be nice? Charger and the bag with this, 14% off, coming in at $239. All right, then we're over here at Jealous. Yeah, your buddy gets one of these, you'll be jealous of him. And I'll say this, Jealous is one of these brands. It's an Amazon brand. I've never seen it anywhere else. I don't know if they even have a website, but they've really had some decent tools. I've seen some of their sanders and stuff. They're really good. For the 3 1/4 inch cut planer here, at this price at 50 bucks, lowest price in 30 days, might be worth a try. All right, then we got the Win benchtop belt and disc sander, 1 inch. This is like a kind of a must-have tool. I think every workshop needs to have this tool somewhere. It's great for sharpening. And if you don't want to do like big things and stuff like that, like you're just doing like a screwdriver chisel kind of thing. I was just talking to somebody else about reprofiling their screwdriver. They broke the tip off, and it was a Klein screwdriver. And a lot of people don't realize Klein isn't one of these companies that's like no questions asked, we'll replace it. They want the receipt, and if it's your fault or it looks like it was general wear and tear, they're not going to cover it. Just a heads up about Klein. All right, they're not exactly keeping up with the times, and it's kind of sad for an American-based company like that. Anyway, $81.20. It's 10% off. It's a decent little 1-inch sander. All right, then this one. This is one of my favorites. Now, whether it's made by Win or anybody else, Grizzly sells one. Harbor Freight sells one. I think my dog is selling one on eBay. I don't know. Win oscillating belt and spindle sander. I've tried several of these. Other than the rigid, which is bigger. All these compact versions, I've tried most of them, and all the parts are interchangeable. I looked inside; all the motors are the same. So just buy whichever one you want to buy that's at the price you want to get it from. And sub $200 these days, that's a good deal. $197 on that. Ships by sold by Amazon. Yeah, pick that one up ASAP before the price goes up. All right, then we got the Win 12-inch benchtop drill press, variable speed, cast iron, laser. No sharks with this, just the laser itself. $217.47, 29% off. Then the Jet flip table. This is one of these ones that I've always wanted to get and never really got around to doing. The idea behind this is you can get 2 different tools. Let me show you a picture here. You can get 2 different tools and bolt one to the top and one to the bottom. And then that way, when you need the other tool, you just flip it and then you don't have to have as many tool workstations. And it's a brilliant idea, and I've seen lots of plans for build it yourself and all that kind of stuff. But if you just want to get it done and get to work, the Jet table here, it's 20% off, and it's on sale right now down to $275.39. Here's a second option here, though. Upgrade it. It's from Red Dance. I've never heard of them. It's got 6 reviews. I don't know how good it is, but, I mean, it's a flip-top table. You take your time putting it together. It should be nice and tight here. And you're looking at $240 with a 10% off coupon. That's going to knock another $24 off of that, taking it to just over $200. All right, and let's keep going here. Work Pro with 22-piece flex head ratcheting wrench set. This is SAE and metric, 6 to 18. This is not going to be one of these non-skip, ones. You're going to get you're going to get skips in there. That's just the way there's going to be. But there's not going to be a lot of them, all right? We got, starts at 6, skips 7, then 8, 9, 10, skip 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So, as I said, not a lot of skips, but there are some. Just be aware, $85, that's 15% off. All right, then we got the Gear Wrench, 1/2-inch drive, 120 XP flex head torque wrench. This is everything, big mouthful there, but 16% off. If you're looking for a pro-grade torque wrench, much less a flex head, ratcheting head, $279 on this, 16% off. That is a fantastic deal there. All right, then we've got the long hook pick set here from Gear Wrench, coming in 30% off, down to $32. Next up, we got Tecton. Again, you can buy from Tecton's website, and they will give you 10% back towards the next purchase. So we only show stuff that is better than the 10%. Here you're looking at 20%, it's double that. So don't even worry about buying it from them. I mean, it's still, you're buying it, sold by Amazon. They're sourcing it from Tecton. And you're still going to get that always guaranteed behind it. So $200, 1/2-inch drive deep 6-point impact socket set, 45-piece with the case, couple extensions, and a swivel on that for $200. All right, then we got their ball-in hex L-key set here, 28-piece, and it's coming in 30% off, lowest price in 30 days, down to $32.29. All right, over at Capri, again, another one of these, what we call the tool truck alternatives, much like Tecton, Icon, Gear Wrench, all of those. This is their 0-degree offset, extra long box end wrench set in SAE, quarter to 3/4 inch, 8 sizes, 5-piece with the roll-up bag, lowest price in 30 days, $82.74. All right, then OEM Tools. That's another one of these good brands. I hesitate to say they're professional because some of their stuff is kind of, yeah. But I know a lot of pros who use it. Let me put it that way. I know a lot of pros who use OEM Tools. And you know, when it comes to bits they're one of those things they're going to break. It's not if, but when. Someone's going to throw it in an impact, and you know what's going to happen then. That said, 44-piece torque socket set here with the foam tray insert. And you're looking at what goes all the way up to T60, $55. That's 26% off. Then we've got their locking pliers set here. No, they're not the Malco Eagle grips. They're not even, the Milwaukees, but they're a decent locking grip set, especially when you look at the 7 pieces, straight and curved jaw here, coming in for $90 with the foam tray. All right, then we're over to Vessel. You know, I'm a huge fan of the Vessel tools. I always keep in my side drawer here, I keep one of these here. And if you haven't seen my video on these, you got to check them out. They've got forward, reverse here, easy. They even have a little work light. They're USB rechargeable. They come with JIS bits. They're made in Japan, I believe. Quick release collet on it. I absolutely love this design. And they're not a high torque. You know, if you want the high torque, it's got the ball design built in, and it's even got the indents here for your fingers there in it. So you can get in there and you can really torque on that sucker. And then once you break it loose, then you can run it out or run it in however you like. Great for doing electrical work, that kind of stuff. Coming in here at $50.44, sold by Amazon. That's important. Make sure that you're going to get the warranty that stands behind it there. Next up, we got Channellock. And I got to tell you, trying to find deals on Channellock. Amazon lies about this. I don't know why they let people lie, but they'll say it's a deal and it really isn't. In fact, a lot of times it'll say it's a deal and it's actually a price increase. So if I'm showing them, you're pretty much guaranteed that it's a deal at this point. And it is. Lowest price in 30 days, $35.95. Is 11% off. Normally, this thing has been selling in the past year. It's been selling around 38 to 37 to 38. It jumped up to around $45. So, but this is lower than any of the prices I've seen in the past year on this. This is your 7.5 inch long reach diagonal cutters, of course, in the Channellock blue, and they are made in the USA. Now, the other ones, these are some of my favorites here. These are the 8-inch needle nose long reach. I absolutely love this set of pliers. And I've got these, and I've got the duckbills, and I use them all the time. Made in the USA, again, on sale right now, $26.71 on that, 30% off it says. I'm seeing that that's probably the best price since not even Black Friday, since last September. Last September, it went down to $21, but it's been sending, I think, up to as high as $33. So this is basically a comeback price to what it used to be at that point. But there's such a good set of pliers, I still recommend them at that. All right, then we got the Wiha. This is the 7-piece insulated slimline ultra driver here. Not just a drill driver, it's the ultra driver. Anyway. It's coming at 44% off, down to $60, and we're stacking another coupon on here. Make sure you click the coupon. Amazon won't do it for you. It's going to take it down another 10%. I'll knock another $5 or $6 off on that. All right, then we've got, look at this. This is their standard 5-piece insulated soft finish slotted Phillips and Roberts drive on this. That's the square drive for if you're not Canadian. Anyway, $26.52 is the sale price. That's 38% off the $42 price. So we're down to $26, and there's a 10% coupon on top of that. You can save another $2.60 there. All right, then we got the mini ratchet, aka the Altoids tin. It's a metal box, nice little ratchet. I've got a set of these. They're around here somewhere. They kind of walk off every so often. 17% off, down to $35. All right, then we got the Knipex. There, it's coming in with the Precise Force insulated crimping tools here. Okay, they're not insulated. They're for insulated crimps. Okay, there's a difference. Don't use these on live wires. You will be shocked how bad a decision that is. I can't help myself, guys. I can't help myself. 30% off, coming down to $78.39 on that. Then we've got the Cobra pliers with the water pump Cobra, soft handle finish on it, with the chrome kind of finish, made in Germany. Lowest price in 30 days, down to $40.39. Then we look at this. Again, the soft handle. I love the soft handles from Knipex. They're fantastic. These are basic side cutters here, 180 millimeter size on it, coming in at $51.26. Again, the lowest price in 30 days. All right, and then we got the 160 millimeter, made in Germany, flush cutters for plastic. No, the picture isn't cut off. They're that flush of a flush cutter. Look at that. They'll get in there. They take off nubs and all sorts of stuff there. Again, they're for plastic. Don't use these on like hard metals and stuff like that. But again, if that's what you're looking for, 18% off, lowest price in 30 days, coming at $55.73. Next up, we've got, now these are insulated. Be safe around electricity, folks. High leverage combo pliers, 1,000 volt insulated. All right, for copper, not for steel and stuff like that. That's kind of a lineman kind of style plier there. Coming in at $40.50. Next up, we've got, well, hold on, there we go. We got the super nippers. I don't know about you, I love a good set of nips. Do you? I do. I just can't keep my hands off of them. Anyway, the super nippers here, 4.9 inches, 125 millimeter with lead catcher on it there. It's coming in 30 days, lowest price of 30 days, down to $26.38. I can't help myself today. And then we got the high leverage end cutters. These are your AKA bolt cutters. You don't have to use these on plastic. 200 millimeter in length, AKA 8 inches, limited time deal, down 19% to $63.20. Again, just like me, made in Germany. All right. We got the, over at the Walmarts. Now, somebody sent this in. These are Milwaukee batteries, all right? They're the 4811 1852s, 5 amp hour, extra capacity, 2-piece. Understand, Walmart's not an authorized Milwaukee seller. Some other seller, Shady Grooves, is selling this. I didn't choose these. It was sent in by a viewer. I'm not your dad. You make smart choices for yourself. At $118 basically, you decide if these are good value for you. All right, we're over at Aldi, and you got to get your, I'm biting my tongue. We got the ground hoe for $10. Then we got the garden tool here, round point, it's $10. And the spade, that looks like a good looking spade. I like that style spade, $10 on that. Over at Menards, where you save big money. I didn't know that Genesis made an 8-volt line. I like these. You got a torqued drill driver. You've got, it looks like, is this a soldering? It's a cordless soldering iron and a light. So the drill driver, the soldering iron, and it's not a drill driver, it's a screwdriver. And for a screwdriver, if you're doing assembly and stuff, that could be a decent little tool. Soldering iron, great for electronics. We've got the light right there. All of that for $40 with 2 batteries and a charger. You want to throw in a hedge clipper in that same line, or a little mini hedge clipper, grass trimmer there. It's $19. And then we have the extra battery for $7. We've got the Honeydew 5-tier adjustable unit shelves for $35. We've got the 4-tier heavy duty for $35 also. And then this one, the $100 robot, vacuum robot with mopping feature. Again, I don't have a Menards near me. All the Menards stuff you see were sent in by viewers. I can't testify to it. At $100 though, I might be willing to give it a try. What about you? Next up, we've got the Tool Shop magnet pickup tool here, 2-piece for under $2. That would definitely be one I would pick up. We got the Armor Tool 3-inch C-clamp for $5. Okay, then we're over at Lowe's, the Klein Tools Mod Box. This is a 3-drawer coming in at $120 there. That seems to be a pretty good deal if you're in the Mod Box line. Then next up, we've got, of course, I'm a huge, I want to call myself a fanboy of this, but fanboys to me are people who are irrational about their fanboyism. I'm rational about this, and then I love the Stealth Sonic line. It is just so nice to be able to turn on a wet dry vac and not bleed from the ears. I can be in a small room with this, turn it on, and it doesn't hurt. It's almost to the point where you're like, is it clogged? Is it working? At $80 here, and it doesn't seem like a sale price, but that is actually a sale price on this. I don't know why they mark them as that. That is for $80. Every one of you should have this. There's just no two ways about it. I would buy it now. There's probably a link right here for it. Get it. All right, let's keep going here. Next up, we got the Bosch 120 volt sander there. Corded sander coming in at $59. That's a great, just basic random orbit sander. Then we got the Metabo HPT cordless nailer, full kit, brad nailer, 18 gauge, $149 for the battery, charger, and tool. All right, now we're the Cobalt, again, sent in by a viewer here. This is the pneumatic nailer. You're getting 3 nailers, the pancake compressor, the airline, all of that for $200. Then we're over at Big Orange here. We got the, I think it's the 720. It's, or $799, I mean. Normally $600. Man, post-pandemic, the price on this thing has just gone through the roof and has not floated back down to normal pricing. So $400 on this. That is, I'm sorry to say, the best price you're probably going to see on it anytime soon. Then we got Ryobi. This is their little mini 3/8 drill charger, or drill driver with charger and battery. It's coming in at $40. It's not a powerful tool, but at $40, nice little, generic tool. But how about this? Did you know it's Ryobi days going on over at Home Depot? Okay, I kid. It's not actually Ryobi days, but look at this. 2 batteries with a tool, $100. 3 batteries, basically 2 batteries with the charging base. It's $100. We got the fan with batteries for $100. Multi-tool with batteries for $100. The ratchet with batteries for $100. All of these, there's up too many to go through. I started listing them, and I was like, I'm gonna have to do a whole video just on this. It is essentially the BOGO battery deal from Ryobi days in mid-May. Who knew? All right, go check it out. All right, next up, we got the M12 Fuel. This is your 12-volt assembly tool. You've got the chuck, the offset, the right angle, the hex adapter, battery, charger, and bag. In fact, I think you're getting 2 batteries with this. Yep, 2 amp hour batteries included for $200. All right, and over at Woot, now if you don't know Woot, Woot is the one-day sale kind of thing. You got to go check it out. There's a bunch of Milwaukee stuff. Now, Woot is owned by Amazon. Amazon doesn't sell Milwaukee. That's why I'm not really super excited. I saved this towards the end. I'll put a link to the whole thing. You can go look at it. And again, I'm not your dad. You guys make the call on whether you buy this or not. All right, then we've got, again, I'm saying this, sent in by a viewer, the Eferden 2500 watt portable inverter. I've never heard about them, but $300 for a 2500 watt fully enclosed super quiet inverter might be worth your time. But if you want real power, Blue Eddy, the AC500. I have the AC300 version of this, and it's a beast. This is the AC500 with 2 solar panels there. Normally $38, but there is a $1,200 off coupon on that. That's a lot of power there, folks. All right, then we got the wireless earbuds. I know I normally talk about Lightme, but the Tozo, if you don't mind the in-the-ear stuff, you can't really beat Tozo for the price. Lowest price in 30 days, $19. This is what I usually buy for my kids because I know they're going to lose them. And at under $20, I don't care. And the sound quality is actually really good. I just hate sticking stuff in my ear. All right, this is Abu Garcia. I don't know if it's been a long time since I was really into fishing, and I haven't used a bait cast reel in forever. But if you like tangles, I kid. Bait cast reels just always seem to tangle on me. But looks like a good reel. Vengeance low profile bait cast reel for $25. And then Staples. Oh my gosh, check this out. So this is the Hyken ergonomic swivel chair, $150. Normally $300. It's 50% already, but we got a coupon code, and I'll put it down below in the links. But there's the coupon code. I tried it. It took the sale price down to $112. Some people have said it's gone sub $100 for them. So I think it's zip code based pricing. You got to check it out if you're looking for an ergonomic chair. Even at 112, I mean, at 150, it's a good deal. At 112, it's a ridiculous deal. Sub 100, yeah, definitely buy that. All right, and then we got back at Menards the Motorola XL Smart Safe with fingerprint sensor. It's on sale for $100. And then last but not least, we got the Micro Center Apple Mac Mini. Now, I'm not a Mac person, but this seems like a good price, $450. It's got the M4 10-core chip, 16 gigs, 256 SSD, Wi-Fi built-in, Mac OS built-in. If that's your thing, $450 seems to be $150 off. Seems to be a decent price. Anyway, thanks again to today's sponsor, HSF Tools. Go check them out. If you like what we do here, go ahead and chomp the old like button, smash that subscribe, ring the bell on the way out. You all take care, God bless, and as always, shine on.